Hello, everybody. I'm Dillon, and this is Zach Batty. And Zach, would you like to introduce the show?
This is called Turnbuckle Reflections, where we review old shows, pay-per-views, video games, old and new, of all things wrestling.
Such as ECW, WCW, NWA, TNA, WWF, all the pay-per-views in between. We might even be covering a little bit of Smoky Mountain Wrestling and USAA in our production. We're both hardcore wrestling fans and small independent wrestlers throughout this area, and we just have a love for wrestling and we want to share that love. Zach, let's start the first show.
Okay, so it is January. Happy New Year, by the way. And it is Royal Rumble season for the WWE. So we decided to review old Royal Rumble pay-per-views, starting with the 1990 edition.
1990 Royal Rumble started off with something I didn't remember growing up, but Tony Schiavone, the voice of WCW, actually opened those shows. What was your thoughts on that?
I was surprised seeing Tony Schiavone in another wrestling organization besides WCW, let alone its competition in back then, WWF.
Yeah, I think Tony, after doing some research, did 3 pay-per-views for them. It's just nice to see different, not the usual, like the Gorilla Monsoons or the Vince McMahon's announcing. It was kind of a nice southern-sounding voice, that we're all familiar with. Zach, would you like to start with the first match?
Okay, so it was the Bushwhackers versus the Rougeau brothers. But it was amazing to me to see how little the Bushwhackers had to do to get such a massive pop from the audience. All they did was like march, punch, and bite their opponents. Even the referee, which should have been disqualification, but obviously it wasn't because the match continued. This was what, like 10 minutes?
I'd say 10 minutes. Now, me and Zach both noticed, like, the Bushwhackers are 2 big guys. It's really hard to have a good match with them because they have, 6 moves possibly?
Yeah.
I mean, the Rougeau brothers were both good, but they oversold. I thought and then when they sold to the best of their ability, but I don't know. It was just kind of a weird thing. The finish was weird, though.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the Bushwhackers, I think it was Bushwhacker Luke, bit one of the Rougeau brothers in the ass, which led the Rougeau brother to knock the other one outside of the ring. Then Bushwhacker Luke rolled the Rougeau brother he was biting.
I think it was Jacques too. Jacques Rougeau. Yeah, the bigger guy.
Okay, into a schoolboy for the 1, 2, 3.
The crowd was going freaking banana. Like, they didn't stop popping the whole match. I couldn't believe it. I give this a 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. Again, with the fans, today wrestlers have to nearly kill themselves to get like a pop.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like, they have to do some crazy jump off a 20-foot ladder. But back then, I guess all you had to be was 275 pounds and bob your head back and forth, and the crowd would pop all day long.
Lick somebody's face and bite your opponent's referee. That's pretty much it. March around.
Next we have a backstage interview with Ted DiBiase and Virgil. Now, it's incredible. He talks about his 1989, how, he got number 30, he bought his way out, but he's very confident in himself.
Yeah, first of all, he denies the fact, because Mean Gene pointed out that wasn't his original number, and
right.
He bought his number from somebody else.
Mm.
And he gets all defensive, flips out, and he sticks to his story that he was number 30. He shoves Virgil, and then he picks number 1. I
know, it's kind of amazing how they were using him at this time. Now, Zach, honest opinion. 6'3", 270 pounds, could work his rear end off. Did WWE drop the ball on this guy?
On Ted DiBiase?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because he was the perfect villain at this time. He was a millionaire. He was shoving dollar bills down his
hundreds of dollars.
$100 bills into his opponent's mouth after beating him.
And he could work.
He could work too. You can see in this Royal Rumble match, he worked like almost an hour.
Almost an hour. He was right in there right till Hogan came in. Hogan and the Warrior. I mean, right before Hogan got in. Right.
But we'll get
to that. That was a great little segment. Okay. Now this second match, I don't know. It's Brutus Barber versus the Genius, Randy Macho Man's brother, Lanny Poffo. What did you think about his gimmick at this time?
The Genius, Lanny Poffo. Okay, so with someone with so much ability, I feel bad for him because he was given such a shitty gimmick.
He was. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a tall guy, and he can work. He is. You watch this match. Me and Zach were talking about this. This guy could work, do backflips. He's 275 pounds, and he was out working, Brutus Barber Beefcake, which ain't saying much. Let's be honest.
Selling what little offense Brutus Barber Beefcake had, like a champ, like a pro.
Like a pro. I don't know, and the ending of this it wasn't great, but it was kind of like a homage, like a brawl at the end. Like, Perfect came in.
Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, so they lock up and they knock the referee outside of the ring.
Earl Hebner, by the way.
Earl Hebner, most famous referee of all time, out of the ring. Okay, then Beefcake gets the Genius into the sleeper hold. Chokes him out.
Completely knocked out.
Completely knocked out. He's asleep. He's out, but the referee is out of the ring. He didn't see it, so the match continues. For now. So instead of trying to get the referee out back into the ring, he gets out. Brutus Beefcake gets out of the ring, gets a pair of scissors, and randomly starts cutting the Genius's hair until Mr. Perfect comes out, hits the Perfect Plex, gets a chair, and hits Brutus Beefcake in the gut.
The kicker, double disqualification. I don't know. I was just watching this. Me and Zach kind of thought this match was kind of just a cluster, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I give it a star and a half.
Star and a half, and that's being very generous.
Yeah, that's being generous.
That is being very generous.
The next match is actually it's the best match so far on the card. You got two former NWA World Title champions, two powerhouses, Greg the Hammer Valentine and Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Yes. So this is an I Quit match. This isn't a regular match, but okay. So this is the only problem I have with this match, is that the two superstars keep forgetting the rules of the match and trying to pin each other in an I Quit match.
Oh, they did it at least 10 to 12 times?
10 to 12 times. It was a hard-hitting match.
Oh, these guys were selling each other, and it looked awesome. I mean, they're both, 260?
Yeah.
Big guys, big. Okay, they both had a figure four. Let's get on that real quick. They both used a figure four, but they call every move that Greg the Hammer Valentine did the Hammer Jammer. He had him in a figure four, Hammer Jammer. Had him up on his shoulder, the Hammer Jammer. Wrestling fans, let me know, was that just something that they did for Greg's moves? Because that kind of confused me and Zach.
Okay, every other move seemed like a figure four or a Hammer Jammer, except for when the punches, the headbutts, the chops, you can hear it. They were connecting. It was a very hard-hitting match. It seemed like an actual fight, which I love.
Yeah, they took it on the outside a couple times. I mean, you really can't go wrong. They're both phenomenal workers. I mean, I think they're very underrated workers, in my opinion, both of them. But, yeah, the finish was kind of weird. It was like a Bret the Hitman Hart sharpshooter.
Yes, but they didn't call it that.
No.
They didn't call it a sharpshooter. They called it a reverse figure four.
I know, and it doesn't even look anything like a figure four.
No, it doesn't.
It's a he was like even doing a Hitman taunt almost, like in his style of doing it. It was kind of like, I don't know. I actually give this 2.5 stars.
Yes, same. And another thing about this, the referee, I believe, seemed to be partial.
He was partial. Yeah, he kind of like both guys. You could tell, like he was kind of
Yeah.
like not.
At
going
one
towards
point in the
one.
match, Greg the Hammer Valentine reversed Ronnie Garvin's figure 4.
Right.
That's the move of the match.
It was used at least 47 times in this 30-minute
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. The figure 4, he rolled it over and got to the ropes, and the referee, because I'm pretty sure an I Quit match is a no disqualification match.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So why was the referee counting to 5 when Greg the Hammer Valentine reversed figure 4 and clutched the ropes?
I just think, 1990, 28 years ago, I think it was just, they weren't used to that style yet. That was more of a Japanese style match at the time. So, but I think they adapted well, and, for two bigger guys, I think that they showed a great match, honestly.
Best match? Well, aside from the Royal Rumble, that was the best match of the night.
Oh, I agree. 100%.